In this demonstration, we're going to look at testing a PC system's physical RAM. There are a couple of different ways to do this. One option would be to employ a hardware device that you plug your memory modules into. They work great. I love using them, but they're a bit pricey. As such, many PC technicians don't have access to one. The good news is that you can also use a software tool to test the memory. These work great too. They're inexpensive, easy to use, and they make a great addition to your PC troubleshooting toolkit. That's what we'll be doing today. First, let's suppose that this PC is running kind of flaky, and we want to do a test to see if it's a RAM module that's the problem. To do this, I'm going to use a software memory testing utility called memtest86. We'll go to their official site, memtest86.com. There are two different versions here. One is free and one is paid. We just want to work with the free version for today. Let's download the memtest86-USB file that contains the software. Okay, the file is ready. Open File Explorer and navigate to the Downloads folder. We see that the file we need is contained within a zip file, so right-click it and select Extract All. We'll extract it to the current directory, Downloads, which should be auto-populated. And here it is, imageusb.exe. Before running the ImageUSB program, you need to plug in a USB drive. The drive you use will be reformatted, so you shouldn't choose one with important data. This USB creation software has 4 steps. First is to select the USB drive you inserted. Second is to select Write Image to the USB drive. Third is the image file itself. It should be auto-populated. And last is to finalize the process. The USB now contains a small operating system with the memory testing utility on it. This is a really nice feature because it's not dependent on Windows itself loading. There are going to be many times when you need to troubleshoot memory problems, but you can't even get the operating system to load. By putting a very small minimal operating system on the disk itself, you can load that operating system and run the memory testing utility. In order to use this tool, we need to restart the system and boot from the USB. That's what I'm going to do now. We'll pause the recording for a moment and come back when the system is booted off this image. Okay, when I booted the system, the operating system loaded and the memtest86 utility ran. It's already begun to test the system's memory. Notice that it provides pieces of information on the right about halfway down. It tells us how many CPUs it found and how many of those CPUs were started. It's running all of them. However, under CPUs active, you can see that only one of them is currently being used for the test. In the top left corner, you see the CPU clock speed. It also tells us the sizes of the levels 1, 2, and 3 caches. It tells us how much memory is installed in the system. Be aware that these tests do take quite some time to complete, so the more memory you have installed, the longer it's going to take. On the right, it provides an indicator as to the overall progress of the various tests. Right now, the pass parameter is at about 10%. While these tests are running, the key area you want to focus on is the bottom 2/3 of the screen. Each time an error is detected, that error's nature and address on the memory module will be displayed in red in this area. Then you can use this to determine whether or not the module is good or bad. My rule of thumb is this. If there are any errors on a memory module at all, even if I just get one, I throw it away. It's not worth the trouble trying to keep systems running when they have flaky memory. If you see any errors, throw the module away. Replace it with a known good module. At this point, it's going to take a while for the process to complete, probably about 30 minutes to an hour. I'm going to let the process run and end the demo here. So that's all for now. In this demo, we tested memory modules. We talked about the different options you have available, like using a hardware tester or a software tester. Then we conducted a test of our memory modules with the memtest86 software.